Dave Wallahan. Hi, Dave.
Bart,
Good
how are
to see
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, thank you.
I think it's been about a month since I saw you last. The Jackson County Fair welcoming Vietnam veterans and the Traveling Wall.
The Traveling Wall, yeah, we brought that in this year for the first time for an entire week, and it worked out real well. I think we're going to try it again next year and see, because before we were only bringing it in on Thursday morning and having it there for Thursday and Friday, which was Veterans Day, and through Saturday. But this year worked out real nice. The guys were happy to bring it down and be here for the whole week, so we're going to try it again next year, see where it goes.
Was there a pinning ceremony?
We have the Vietnam Veterans chapter here in Jackson. We have pins, and we're authorized to do those pinnings. So between their president, the new president, and I, we've pinned probably 24 people the whole week. But it wasn't an actual ceremony. We couldn't get Congressman to come this year. He was already preoccupied, and Dustin wasn't available to come either. So we just took it onto our own to get some things done like it needed to be done. You know. Adapt, improvise, and overcome. That's what
still counts.
Still counts. Darn right it does.
I also, you guys teamed up with Interfaith Shelter for the block party a few weeks ago.
That was real. I wasn't part of it, but it was a real nice event. I'm told by the guys that everybody had a great time, and we had our own picnic too since that there at the chapter grounds. So yeah, they've been pretty active this summer.
Tomorrow, the next event, the POWMIA Day of Remembrance.
In 1979, that was established by President Carter, and it is not just the Vietnam veterans, but it's all the missing from all the wars that we're waiting to bring back. Which there's still quite a few of them that are missing. There's over 72,500 missing just from World War II.
Wow. And
7,500 from Korea. It's crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Since the beginning of World War I, we've had 142,233 missing, 125,200 been restored, 21 refused to repatriate.
What?
And 17,004 have died in captivity.
Well, that's a very small percentage.
Yeah, it is. It is. But if you look at just the Vietnam War, we had 725 that were captured, 662 that were returned. The others passed away, 407. 407 are still considered alive today, or counted as alive, of the Vietnam POWs.
So the hope still is that they'll come home alive.
Some of them, we're still missing 1,626 just from Vietnam, you know, which is small compared to World War II, but by now, I know when my son was in the Philippines, he was actually involved with the defense POW group that they found a World War II flyer in a mountain. One of the Filipinos had a piece of wing for a roof on their house, and it was discovered. So they came out and investigated, found him. They weren't able to bring the plane back, but of course there wasn't anything left of him. But they brought his dog tags and a few other things back and repatriated him. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're still doing that. We brought one back into Jackson here 2 years ago now, or 3.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing that all these years go by. But that's the reason you have the.
It's a vigil. We set for 24 hours. It starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow. The idea is we stand and wait. We're sitting and waiting for them to come back, and it's our little bit that we can do. We have a ceremony at 6 p.m. that explains what the missing man table is, the POWMIA table with the significance of that. And then we'll sit there for 24 hours, and anybody's invited to come and stop by and see us or bring food or whatever they want to do. But it's an event that we've been doing for quite a few years. We've done it in the past, done it at Withington Stadium, which is commonly known as Veterans Park, but this year we're doing it again at our chapter on Franklin Street. And it's going to be quite a day. Anybody's welcome to come by, whether you're a veteran or not, or you belong to an organization. The more people that can come and visit, the more people we can talk about what's going on with all this and why it's important to be there.
You have a little picnic shelter, and people actually stay. They camp.
Oh, we'll have probably 24 members that'll spend the night right there, under the cover. I guess it's not a rotunda, but it's a shelter, and we'll put some. I don't think we'll put any tents up over there tomorrow because it's right there in our own property, but we'll probably wrap it if it's a little windy so it keeps the wind out, but we'll
Mhm.
we'll have dinner there, and some of the members that will bring food, and others will bring food. Everybody will sit there and eat.
Sloppy Joes are always part of that
It's
event.
always part. You're darn right.
The significance of the various components of the ceremony. There's a table that's
Table.
set and that has very specific.
Except for one, the chair is empty because he is not there. You know, it explains why the table sits like it does, why it's covered the way it is, why the red rose is there, why the Bible is there, why the white dinner plate is there, why it has lemon on it, why there's salt on it.
Mhm.
All those things are described and explained so people can understand what the significance of all of that is.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a nice audience to witness that. 6 p.m. Friday on Franklin Street, corner of Franklin and First, right?
Kitty corner from the Interface Shelter.
Yeah.
Is that First Street? Yeah,
6 p.m.
I think so.
The number of people in Jackson County that served in the Vietnam War, and really, when you look at the community's participation in the military, it's amazing.
Mhm.
But how about those that did not come back, that were counted as POW, MIA? Do we know how many?
I don't know that that is a number that's true. We've talked to a couple of guys when I was in the Veteran Affairs office that claimed to have been, but I couldn't find any documents on it. We did find one gentleman that his twin brother came to us and asked for help finding his information, and we got out of the archives all the information about his being captured by the Japanese, about his death in camp, and all that information. We found the telegrams and everything in the archives. But the interesting thing was that he had already passed away before the family even had gotten the telegram said he'd been captured.
Oh my gosh.
And then 2 months later, they got the other telegram. So it was kind of
Wow.
weird about the whole way it went. But it was interesting doing all that research with his brother and helping out with all that. But they have now that record, so they know what happened to dad, well, uncle, brother, whatever, you know.
It's amazing, especially during World War II, entire departments in East Branch in charge of notifications. That's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy how they did that. They'd have a colonel that couldn't do anything else. It was in charge of the department, you know. And then most of the people doing the documentation were just civilians. They were doing all the typewriting, and then they notified. If you saw an army car coming up your driveway and a chaplain getting out, you know there's going to be bad
Oh,
news.
it's going
That
to
was
be.
had to be the most devastating thing that you could
Yeah.
ever imagine. And then you look at the Sullivans; they had all 5 sons on one ship, and they all went down with the
Yeah.
ship. And then in the movie Saving Private Ryan, there was 3 brothers there.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know that they had any better way to do it back then, though. They didn't have technology like we have now.
No,
And sometimes it'd be 6 months before they ever knew.
amazing. Well, if you want to be part of this, just show up at the Vietnam Veterans.
235 West Franklin. We're going to start it. The program will start at 3, where we light the torch, and then that'll stay lit for 24 hours, and then we'll do the explanation of the missing man table at 6 p.m.
Nice. I hope to make it myself. Thanks for coming in today.
Appreciate it. Hope you make it.
Jackson County Veterans Council and veteran Dave Wellahan, thank you for your service.
Yeah.